Welcome back, folks. Pastor Micah here, continuing our reading of the 24 days before Christmas, days 12 and 13. On the 12th day of December, not only did it not snow, it did rain. Rain poured in great torrents from the sodden skies, and the gutters spouted like fountains. After school, Mother discovered that we'd eaten up all the first batch of Christmas cookies, so we made some more. On the 13th, the skies were all washed clean, and the sun was out, and we had a pageant rehearsal. The director surprised me by saying, "Vicky dear, you're doing so well that we've decided to give you some lines for the scene where you appear with the shepherds. Do you think you can memorize them?" I nodded happily. It may be hard for me to walk without tripping up, and to stand still without being all sharp corners and angles. But memorizing things is easy for me. The director explained, "These are the angel lines from an old play in the Chester Cycle." The Chester Cycle is a group of plays written in the Middle Ages in England to be performed in the cathedral in Chester, so we think it's very appropriate for the pageant. By the way, we miss your mother in the choir. I explained, "It's because of the new baby, you know." "Isn't that nice? I wonder if she'll be in the hospital for Christmas. Now here are your lines, dear. Read them slowly and clearly." I read, slowly and clearly, but I hardly heard myself. Mother in the hospital for Christmas? I knew Mother'd go to the hospital to have the baby, just as she did for John and me and Susie. But not for Christmas Eve, not for Christmas Day. "Good dear," the director was saying. "Read it once more." I read, "Shepherds of this sight, be not affright, for this is God's night. To Bethlehem now hie, there shall ye see and sight, that Christ was born tonight, to save all mankind." If Mother was in the hospital, it wouldn't be Christmas. Christmas is the whole family hanging up stockings, and Daddy reading The Night Before Christmas, and St. Luke, and Mother singing everybody to sleep with her guitar and carols. What about the stockings, presents, Christmas morning in Mother and Daddy's big bed? What about running downstairs all together to see the presents under the tree? What about everything? Who would cook the Christmas dinner, make the stuffing, roast the turkey, fix the cranberry sauce? What about putting out cocoa and cookies for Santa Claus the very last thing on Christmas Eve? What about everything? "That's very good, dear," the director approved. "You speak beautifully. Now read it again, just a little bit more slowly this time. Do you think you can memorize it for tomorrow?" I nodded numbly. Somehow or other, I managed to do everything the director told me, but all I could think was, Mother has to be home for Christmas. Daddy picked me up after rehearsal that afternoon. As soon as he had the car started, I asked, "Daddy, Mother isn't going to be in the hospital for Christmas, is she?" He answered quietly, "It's a distinct possibility." I shouted, "But it can't be!" Daddy said calmly, "According to our calculations, the baby's due about the 1st of January. But babies don't always arrive exactly on schedule. John, for instance, was 3 weeks late, and you were exactly on time. Susie was a few days early. But who knows? The baby may decide to come early enough so that Mother will be home for Christmas. Or it mightn't be till the new year. But we have to accept the fact that there's a chance that Mother will be in the hospital over Christmas." "Let's not have the baby," I cried. "If Mother has to be in the hospital on Christmas, I don't want the baby." "Here, here," Daddy said. "That's no way to talk." "There are enough of us already," I choked over a sob. "Do we have to have the baby, Daddy?" "Of course we do. We all want the baby. This isn't like you, Vicky Austin." "What about Christmas dinner?" I wailed. "At the last count," Daddy said, "we've had 17 invitations for dinner." It kept getting worse and worse. "But we can't go out for Christmas dinner. I'd rather have cornflakes and have them at home." Daddy turned the car up the hill to the house. I quite agree with you there, Vic. I've turned down all the invitations. If Mother's in the hospital, I think you and John and Susie and I can manage Christmas dinner, don't you? And I'll let you in on a secret. Mother already has a turkey stuffed and roasted and in the freezer. All we have to do is thaw it out and heat it up in the oven. I hiccuped tiredly. Well, all right, but it won't be Christmas if Mother isn't with us. Daddy changed the subject. He's very good about knowing when to do that. I heard you saying your angel lines, Vicky. We're going to be very proud of you on Christmas Eve. When we got home, Mother and John and Susie were in the kitchen, stuffing dates. John shouted, "Vicky, there's snow forecast for tomorrow." Thanks so much for joining us, friends. Be sure to stay tuned for days 14 and 15.